This is 17 News with continuing coronavirus coverage.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us. I'm Nicole Gitsky. We start now with 5 teens who are injured in a mass shooting in East Bakersfield. Early this morning, officers responded to the 900 block of West Columbus for reports of shots fired. According to BPD, 5 people were shot at San Rosa apartment complex. All 5 were taken to the hospital, 1 with major injuries. According to officers, a total of 20 to 30 shots were fired, and it looks like the shots came from outside the complex. Now, officers are searching for the suspected gunman and are still investigating a motive. Well, today, Governor Gavin Newsom is streaming live to give an update on the coronavirus crisis here in our state. Now, today, he will be talking about the state's response to the COVID-19 pandemic. In the meantime, now let's go to the latest on the coronavirus here in Kern County. Public Health confirms 22 new cases. That brings the total to 1,547. Kern's death toll stands at 25. Roughly half of those deaths are from Kingston Healthcare Center. However, 976 people have recovered from the virus. More than 12,000 tests for COVID-19 have come back negative. More than 1,500 are still pending, but officials believe many are negative tests and that they just haven't been confirmed. Well, the Kern County Board of Supervisors is set to meet tomorrow to discuss financial assistance for small businesses in the wake of the economic crisis during the COVID-19 pandemic. During this week's meeting, the Kern County Board of Supervisors will consider approving several steps to cut costs as the county says revenue losses could hit between $39 and $72 million this fiscal year. Bakersfield police are investigating a shooting that left a man wounded. Officers received a call about shots fired in the area of San Dimas Street and 30th just after 10 o'clock last night. Police say a man arrived at Memorial Hospital with gunshot wounds. He was seriously hurt. Now, police are searching for a suspect. He's described as a Hispanic man in his 40s with a short and stocky build with several tattoos. If you've seen him or have any information on that shooting, you are asked to call police at 327-7111. And the California Highway Patrol says 1 person was killed in a crash involving a car and a semi-truck. This happened around 5:30 yesterday evening at Copus and Old River Roads. Officers say a sedan ran a stop sign and hit a semi-truck. That impact killing a 16-year-old from Tehachapi.
The right side correction of the Subaru contacted the front of the big rig. As a result of the collision, 1 party in the Subaru was pronounced dead at the scene.
CHP says 2 others involved in the crash suffered minor injuries. And the elderly woman who was killed while apparently collecting cans in Oildale this weekend has been identified. According to Highway Patrol, 91-year-old Rosa Orlana was hit by a vehicle around 5:30 Friday evening. The incident happened on Merrill Haggard Drive east of McRae Street. Neighbors say the 91-year-old lived in the area and was often seen collecting cans and bottles. And new information on 2 different incidents that left 3 people with stab wounds and 1 person dead. Police say that incident were not related, but 3 victims went to Memorial Hospital on 34th Street on May 10th, and they showed up at the same time. BPD says one of the victims was stabbed near the corner of Water Street in North Kern. That man, 20-year-old Miguel Angel Ramirez Jr., died from a stab wound to the chest. Right now, police are still investigating the motive. And the Kern County Sheriff's Office needs your help in finding a missing Taft woman. Paulette Adema was last seen on May 2nd around 7:30 p.m. Adema was wearing an unknown color shirt with blue jeans and black shoes. She was last seen at her home on Cypress Street near Taft Highway. Now, if anyone has any information regarding her whereabouts, they are asked to contact the KCSO at 861-3111. And intense flames caused major damage to a home in Oildale over the weekend. County firefighters battled the blaze at a home in a neighborhood near Roberts Lane and Oil Drive. Now, it's not clear where the fire started, but the garage and roof appear damaged. Investigators are still trying to figure out what happened. And police and fire investigators have probe into the cause of an explosion at a hash oil manufacturer in Los Angeles that injured a dozen firefighters. They are trying to determine what might have sparked that blaze that shot a ball of flames out of the downtown building Saturday and sent crews running for their lives. 8 firefighters are still in the hospital. 2 are in critical condition but are expected to survive. A fire captain described the business where the explosion occurred as a maker of butane honey oil. And Kern County Fire Department sent its condolences to the LA City Fire Department this morning. The comments came during a conference about preparing for the wildfire season. Officials say this could be the worst fire season ever. They talked about what they're doing to prepare and how to keep people safe, plus how the COVID-19 pandemic is impacting local fire response. KCFD says they will soon increase the number of firefighters responding to wildfire incidents, but they say you have a responsibility too.
Going into fire season, I want everybody to think about their clearance around their houses. Make sure there's clearance all the way around your house, along your fence lines, by your LPG tanks. Help us help you. We want to make sure we have an effective, efficient place to make a stand to protect your house.
KCFD says they have responded to more wildfires this year, and they're expecting a big fire season this summer. Governor Newsom announced last week more money is going to CAL FIRE for forest management, more firefighters, and extra equipment. And starting this week, local organizations are set to feed Kern County's most vulnerable populations. It's called 11,000 Meals for 10 Days. The partnership between Dignity Health Bakersfield, Sonder Restaurant, and CityServe is committed to serving the underprivileged in our county during this pandemic. Now, starting this Wednesday, Bakersfield Homeless Center, St. Vincent de Paul, the Mission of Kern County, and other churches and rural areas will receive 1,000 meals, and then they will be handed out throughout the end of the month.
Welcome back on this Monday afternoon, and we've seen some weather move into Kern County. We've seen the clouds, and we've seen some rain. 1/1400ths of an inch of rain has fallen out at Meadows Field. Other areas around the county have picked up lighter amounts, but that's out at the airport. Let's take a look at the current conditions right now for Bakersfield, and we're sitting at 69 degrees. A north wind at 12. The one thing you'll notice here is our humidity value is up at 54% with a dew point at 52. So a little bit of that mugginess out there. And we've got 73 out in Buttonwillow, 67 in Arvin, and then 40s and 50s into the mountains. Currently 48 in Tehachapi, 57 for Lake Isabella, and then we've got 60s out of Ridgecrest. Here's a look at the satellite and radar right now. Plenty of clouds, but we're lacking the rain now. That has, for the most part, come to an end. We're still tracking this area of low pressure. It's out of Northern California. You can see some isolated thunderstorms to the north of us, but you look out to the west, and what do you see? Some clearing. So I don't think we're going to get much more out of this. There is still a chance of seeing some isolated showers later on this afternoon and maybe into early tomorrow morning. 54 in Sacramento today, 71 in Fresno, 72 in LA, San Diego at 73, a little warmer out of Vegas at 82. Once this system kind of lifts out of here, we'll still kind of see an onshore flow, and that will keep our temperatures somewhat in check. We will see a little bit of ridging, and so by Thursday we will see a little warm up. You can see here in the next 18 hours, the models try to bring in a few isolated little showers around the area, and this is through Tuesday tomorrow morning. So some models want to bring in a few more showers, others want to back off. So here's our major headlines. Light rain showers today through early tomorrow morning, still breezy into the mountain and desert areas through tomorrow. And then sunny and warmer weather will return by Thursday, and you'll see that on the extended forecast. Now, air quality good today with an AQI at 45. We'll call for an isolated chance of some showers still remaining. 75 this afternoon in Bakersfield, 76 in Delano, 72 in Taft, and then for the mountains in the Kern River Valley. Look for that northwest wind, 5 to 15. Pine Mountain Club at 57, 60 in Tehachapi, 65, Lake Isabel, 68 in Kernville. For the desert today, slight chance of a shower, winds gusting around 40 and 70 in Mojave. Here's your extended forecast. Put a 20% chance of a shower in there tomorrow morning. And then you can see as we head into Wednesday, sunny and 79. 80s on the board Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. For the mountains, tomorrow a little bit breezy for you. Sunny on Wednesday and a high of 63. And then the breeze picks back up Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and temperatures will be in the upper 60s, lower 70s. And then for the Kern River Valley, we'll get more sunshine in play on Wednesday with a high of 71, near 80 on Thursday, and then in the mid-70s for the most part Friday into your Saturday, but keeping that breeze around. That's a look at your forecast. And again, if you're going to be kind of out and about, maybe thinking about doing some yard work today, well, there is still that chance of seeing some shower activity. Alyssa Carlson will have the very latest on this coming up tonight on 17 News at 5. We'll be right back after this.
Welcome back. Well, there is some possible encouraging news on the coronavirus vaccine front. Drug maker Moderna says early data from a small clinical trial shows people given the potential vaccine developed antibodies against the virus. According to the biotech company, the phase Data are only from the first 8 participants in the trial. However, they all developed antibodies at levels that reached or exceeded those in people who have recovered from COVID-19. They also developed what is known as neutralizing antibodies, which are the type needed to fight the virus. The experimental vaccine appeared to be safe and well tolerated. In an earlier study, the potential vaccine stopped the virus from replicating in the lungs of mice. Now, Moderna says it hopes to start a phase 3 trial in July. That study is being conducted by the National Institutes of Health. Target now is actually extending their pay. It's called the Hero Pay to their hourly employees. Now, in an email to workers this morning, Target CEO Brian Cornell said the company would extend a number of benefits, including its $2 per hour temporary wage increase through July 4th. The increase was implemented on March 20th to all store and distribution center hourly employees. Many other retailers have let their temporary wage hikers expire. And Apple is set to reopen some of their stores, and they now are releasing new guidelines for how it will reopen safely. Customers will be required to have their temperature checked and wear a mask. Now, if they don't have a mask, Apple will provide one. Customers will also be screened for other virus symptoms, such as a cough. Store occupancy will be limited, and employees will focus on one-on-one services. Apple will be reopening 25 more stores this week, and Florida, California, Washington State, Hawaii, Oklahoma, and Colorado. And JCPenney is going to plan to emerge from bankruptcy. The department store chain filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection late last week. Now, the company says it plans to spin off its real estate into separate publicly traded real estate investment trusts. It will also reorganize into a new retailer named JCP. Because of the COVID-19 crisis, Penney's year-over-year net sales tanked by roughly 88%. Now, we do have Governor Gavin Newsom set to speak. Let's take it over to him right here now and hear what he has to say.
At Mustard's Restaurant, we are here to update you, as we do on a daily basis, as it relates to the current status of those hospitalized, those in ICUs, number of deaths, and the like related to COVID-19, but also to make some announcements in relationship to some additional modifications to our stay-at-home order. Let me contextualize, as I stand here today, where we are in this state as it relates to the broader trend lines, and then begin to unpack where I believe we will be going over the course of the next week, two, and then, of course, over the course of many, many months ahead until we have immunity, until we have a vaccine. Today, we want to update you not only on that progress, but also update you on the conversations we've been having with other counties throughout the state of California and their health leaders. We've been tracking over the course of the last 14 days by seeing a decline in hospitalizations by 7.5%, 7.5% decline over a 14-day period in hospitalizations statewide. We've seen an 8.7% decline in the number of ICU patients over a 14-day period. The last few weeks, we've also seen an unprecedented number of masks be distributed, PPE, throughout the state of California. Tens of millions of masks now we've been able to distribute just in the last number of weeks since we've now moved into this next phase, phase 2 of our stay-at-home order. All of these things matter. The PPE is foundational to furthering our efforts to make meaningful modifications to the stay-at-home order. We were able, I mentioned this last Friday, to distribute some 11 million masks just on Friday to critical sectors of our economy, our farm workers, our grocery stores, to in-home support service workers, folks that are on the front lines across the spectrum, including childcare workers and the Department of Education. More and more masks come in. In fact, the inventory this morning was 56.1 million masks that we now have in our possession. We were able to distribute some 46.1 million of those procedure masks. This is in addition to the 45.5 million N95 masks that we've been able to distribute. It's a long way of saying this. The PPE is coming in, and it's coming in, and it's going out as quickly as we can get it out. And it's going out into critical sectors of our economy. So as we move to modify our stay-at-home order, having appropriate levels of PPE is foundational in terms of advancing that cause. We also are significantly advancing the cause of increasing our testing capacity in the state of California. 1.3 million tests have been conducted to date in the state of California. It was referenced just a few weeks ago that 23 counties actively had been participating in tracing COVID-19. We had a workforce of a little over 2,800 that were already trained at the local level, a robust workforce in that space. We now have been able to train an additional 500 through our partnership with UCSF and UCLA, and that cohort is being distributed in real time. Many are already in counties that have been trained through this partnership with the UCs. But that cohort now is being replaced with an additional 300 that are entering into that training.
All right, you just heard the latest from Governor Gavin Newsom, and he is talking about counties moving deeper into phase 2. Now, he did mention that it is about 53 out of the 58 counties are now eligible. It's going to allow the larger counties more progress moving in. They are releasing guidelines right now. Now, there are some requirements that they do need to follow in order to meet those. But what the biggest point out of all of this is California is moving forward as a state together, but it is such a big state and there are so many counties that now every county has more of a say in what they are going to do in moving forwards from now. Now, you can continue watching Governor Gavin Newsom's whole live stream on our Facebook page and on our website, KGET.com.
This is 17 News with continuing coronavirus coverage.